I want to show you in this video the new QR code and how it works with the phone and how it will be an enhancement over the previous one. So just for background, here's the QR code that you've been using either from the website or on the app. It's relatively small. The way that this works is it has a code in it that is stored in the cloud, and the cloud has information about what the event is and when it expires, so that that information can't be read by anybody who tries to decipher the QR code. So what that meant is that anytime somebody scanned that code, the phone would need to take a trip to the internet, to the cloud, figure out what the event was and when it expired, especially for these live QR code, and then talk back to the phone to say whether the code was live or not. And that sometimes caused a problem if you had a very slow connection, that by the time that trip was made, the phone would be saying that has expired. So what's new is a code that has all of that information already in it. Now you'll notice right away this is a larger, more complex QR code because it has the event and the expiration in it, but it's encrypted. So if you read this with a QR reader, which any QR reader is just a string, you can't figure out when this expires, so that you could reverse engineer it and make a QR code that you could use in your dorm room, for example. So the way that this is an enhancement is that the phone will be able to decipher that information on the fly without having to talk to the cloud to figure out whether it's a valid QR code. So once it's determined that it is, then it will still make that trip to the cloud to do it. The other enhancement or advantage is that this is connected to the app, so that you can read this or scan this with your phone's camera. So on the left you see my phone here. I'm going to open up the camera. There it is. So this would be especially useful if you have people who are too far away, and so that the scanner that's built into the app, which can't be zoomed, if they use the regular camera, it can be. So I'm going to put this in my camera view, and you can see it's inviting me to open in iAttended. I'll do that one more time. I was a bit slow on that. Open in iAttended, and iAttended, the app, is going to process that scan. And so you get the regular feedback that we got normally. So rather than, the cameras have worked before, but rather than going to the web version of the app, this will take you straight into the app itself. If the app isn't installed, it will take you via the Google or the Apple App Store and then back into the app, and still will process that. I'm going to make a copy of this image so that it's old. And here we'll pretend we are scanning this in the app itself. So I'm going to hit the scan code button here and then scan this. And notice how quickly that gives me that feedback. The code has expired. Where previously it would say it's processing, even though it might only take a second, this is instant because it knows right away that it's a dead or expired app. I'm going to do one that's alive, and this will work. This is processing it, and now we've also recorded our attendance again here. So you, at the moment, can use either of these two. The first one will need to be to make that trip to the cloud, so it'll be a little bit slower. The advantage is that it's a little less complex, and so may be more suitable for a large area if you have people far away or need to put this on a large screen. The advantage of the other one is that it will give that feedback much more quickly and process without needing to maybe overload your servers or the Wi-Fi in an area.